and I've always found it very fascinating. The song itself is really cool.
We're too stupid for this.
Yeah, we're too dumb for the depth of it, obviously. Greek
Well,
mythology,
it's a
Andromeda.
galaxy, right? It's the closest galaxy to us. There's definitely a lot of experimenting going on here.
Those ones that can fly under the radar really fast. It's definitely a track you have to dig for to find. One of my favorite songs from them. Period. Like it's so good. A song that I would say is probably one of their most underrated. Got to be up there, just by comparison. 1,000 views here. I think the other one had like a little more than that, 70,000. This is from their actual. There's an album called Andromeda that they came out with.
Wait, that's crazy. How many views?
There was another one that had 70,000, so around 70 overall. Right. But I'm gonna go with this one because it's newer. I'm assuming the sound quality is gonna be a little better, probably.
Definitely ridiculous though.
Yeah. This album, I believe, didn't have that many songs on it. An EP, like it wasn't a full length album. It was kind of, again, just a handful of songs. There's some good stuff in here though as well. Isolation Blue is really good. Of Rare Reform is really good. And I guess this is the best song of the album, and it's pretty clear that you can see that from the views, I would say. But this is, Andromeda. The whole album itself is really good. This is one of my favorite songs by them. Period. It's based on was it Greek mythology? Greek mythology.
Well, it's a galaxy, right? It's the closest galaxy to us, isn't it? You see the background there? That's Andromeda, right?
Yes, but the lyrics of the song itself, from the perspective of a father towards a daughter, and which would suggest that it's based on the Greek mythology Andromeda. Andromeda in Greek mythology is the daughter of Cepheus, the king of Ethiopia, and his wife. Anyway, it's a whole fucking thing. It's a Greek mythology thing. We're
too stupid for this.
Yeah, we're too dumb for the depth of it, obviously. But when the gods send essentially a sea monster to come and try to, take her, and as divine punishment, and I think it's Perseus. Yeah, Perseus that finds her and saves her essentially. Perseus is the god that killed Medusa, or not a god, but the guy who killed Medusa in Greek mythology, and he's been in a bunch of other random Greek mythology stories. But the idea, it's sort of based on this, I would think, out of this actual myth itself. There's more to it. Like, these lyrics kind of diverge a little bit from the actual story, but it's very interesting. It's the perspective of a father towards a daughter anyways. And I've always found it very fascinating. The song itself is really cool. It's actually, there's parts of it that I just find fascinating. Lyrically, it's interesting as hell. One of their more like unique lyrically, I would say, songs that they have out there. And again, really underrated, really early on for them as well. I don't know how far back it goes on YouTube. 8 years.
It seems like one of these tunes, like a remaster or something. I mean, not that it needs it, but
yeah. So this album would have been good for them to do a remaster. Like it is old enough that it didn't. Yeah, the mix is not the greatest. It's still good though. It's still really, really good. But yes, I would say that if they were gonna do a remaster of any album, this should probably be it. But anyway, here it is. So let's gonna do it. This early Erra with Andromeda. Let's check it out. There it
Definitely
is.
interesting tune. I don't think I've ever listened to that before, to be honest with you.
It's one of those ones that can fly under the radar really fast. It's definitely a track you have to dig for to find. That's why it went
It
so underrated.
it gives me the vibes of like the original Glory. I mean, obviously a little more polished, but it gives me vibes of the original Glorious Days that we covered in our channel earlier
Yeah.
from Born of Osiris. Where like there's definitely a lot of experimenting going on here,
Hmm.
and like as Born did, they turned it in, like they redid it and cleaned it all up and turned it to such a good track. I feel like they desperately need to do that with this song because there's some parts where it's a little bit, I don't
Yeah.
know. It feels like they're kind of like finding their spot with it, and it's
Yeah.
like not the cleanest transitions and stuff that they could easily clean up now, and like especially with Jesse's like I feel like they're kind of trying to force him here. They're probably trying to figure out, like back then, they were probably trying to figure out how to make it work with him, where they've figured it out now. So maybe like a second try at it, they could squeeze him in here better. Like I feel like the song could have done without him in this version.
It would be interesting to see what they would have done with Jesse if they redid this song. It is mostly, well, Garrison, but it would be, if they redid it, it would be mostly JT heavy. Obviously, like it's more on the metal side of it. There's not a whole lot of Jesse in the song.
Yeah, so I mean, it was just like, it feels like it was forced at the end there.
He has his place though. Like it did. I think a modern day Jesse with a little bit cleaner vocals with that would be very interesting to hear.
That's what I mean. I think like he sounds better now. It doesn't sound quite as high pitched and like to me annoying,
Yeah.
as he does here. So
Hmm.
I think this song desperately would work with an overhaul for sure.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite tunes from them. Period. Like it's like the composition of the whole song is amazing. The lyrics are really good. Garrison, their original singer or metal vocalist, was phenomenal. Yeah,
Like the daughter, what have you done was epic. It's
yeah,
something that'll stick in your head.
yeah, yeah. This is one of my favorite tunes from them. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. Old school era is great. Honestly, they have that sort of gent situation that always happens with every gent band where there's like a big difference between like the early version of themselves and like the modern version of themselves. Like there's like the multiple albums of Velamaya's that's very different from their last three multiple albums from Velamaya, and same with even like Born of Osiris and these other bands that like they have such a evolution to them that when you go back you do find like new versions of the same band essentially. And Erra is one of those ones that like if you back wave through their stuff, like you'd be surprised. Now their old stuff is stuff that you need to dig for, right? Like this is the kind of thing that like you'd hear it once maybe and like it might not stick right away. Like it is one of those things.
You're also not going to listen to much of the rest of this album.
Of Rare Form is really good. Isolation Blue is really good. It is honestly like their old stuff, even their original self-titled, like I think it was their demo. Like Towers was really good. I don't know where Invent was. I think Invent was somewhere around the same time. Invent might have been. I think it's the same album as Heart was actually. Impulse. Yeah. So Invent's another one. Like again, you go old school era. We'll do Invent at some point as well. We probably should. Invent's underrated. I mean, it's not that underrated, I guess. 142,000, probably one of their higher ones for that album. But Invent is one of the best old school era songs as well.
Yeah, I don't even know that song. I don't think I do.
Oh, it's so good, dude. One of my favorite songs from them. Period. Like it's so good. Old school era has these pocketed pure gems, and like that song. Invent will definitely do it, but Andromeda gave me huge goosebumps. Even just there, like every time I listen to it, it hits me hard. But yeah, these early albums of eras are just phenomenal. Them as a band back then when underrated, we didn't even know they existed at this time when they came up with these albums. It's just they're worth back waving through. If you're a person who likes metal, if you like gent, you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't go backwards into era, because I'm telling you there's gems in here that will stick with you for a very, very long time. So there goes that. So now we're old school era in the books. Check them out, old school era. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Next up, we're gonna go from some old school era to the new school era. This is going to be off of their new album, Cure. It's called Glimpse. Might be a hidden gem. Worth checking out either way. It's coming up next. Stay tuned.